He moved on, and he will lead Real Madrid out here at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Don't think we could call this a pre-season friendly. We don't expect there will be much friendly about it. Andres Iniesta at the front of the line. Jasper Cillessen will be playing tonight in the continuing absence of Ter Stegen, Rakitic and Alba, and down the line we go. Umtiti, and at the back of it all, Lionel Messi, and then there's Suarez and Neymar, the big three. Just looking at the numbers of these two clubs last season, Mark, it was startling, wasn't it? Real Madrid 60 games, 173 goals. Barcelona 59 games, 171, led by Messi with 54, Suarez 37, Neymar with well, what a setting, the Hard Rock Stadium, and it's a huge night for Miami, isn't it? These two clubs will be massively followed here, and it's going to be a little bit of razzmatazz, and quite an entrance you fancy here. Not quite sure if there are pyrotechnics lined up, whether or not it's intended or not. I'm sure we'll get them. But there he is, Sergio Ramos, the man with such a history against Barcelona. 5 red cards, 21 in his Real Madrid career, I think it is now, but 5 against Barcelona. It just seemed to be the side that get under his skin, but what a signing. It's been 27 million. Well, what a setting, the Hard Rock Stadium, and it's a huge night for Miami, isn't it? These two clubs will be massively followed here, and it's going to be a little bit of razzmatazz, and quite an entrance you fancy here. Not quite sure again, but what a signing. It's been 27 million. What is it now, 2005, 12 years ago to bring him in from Sevilla. And he is the captain these days, with Iker Casillas having moved on, and he will lead Real Madrid out here at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Don't think we could call this a pre-season friendly. We don't expect there will be much friendly about it. Andres Iniesta at the front of the line. Jasper Cillessen will be playing tonight in the continuing absence of Ter Stegen, Rakitic and Alba, and down the line we go. Umtiti, and at the back of it all, Lionel Messi, and then there's Suarez and Neymar, the big three. Just looking at the numbers of these two clubs last season, Mark, it was startling, wasn't it? Real Madrid 60 games, 173 goals. Barcelona 59 games, 171, led by Messi with 54, Suarez 37, Neymar weighed in with 20 of his own. And again, it's a season where, well, for the first time in a few seasons, they're the ones playing catch-up now. And as we know, in La Liga, you can't afford to drop too many points. Pre-season work will be tested, and both sides will be looking to hit the ground running when La Liga gets up and running. But first, maybe a few scores to be settled in Florida. Spotlight's working well.
Yeah, well, 93,000 at Real Madrid's last game in this competition in LA against Manchester City. 4-1 defeat. Manchester City very impressive after their experience of the derby game overseas against United, which didn't go so well. Incredible last season for both these clubs, and Barcelona outscoring Real Madrid in the league, conceding fewer goals as well, but still losing the title by 3 points. Real Madrid winning their last 6 after the last meeting between these sides, when Messi took centre stage. Last minute winner at the Bernabeu in a 3-2 win. Of course, he picked that match to get his 500th goal for Barcelona in all competitions, so they're star players that know when to show up when it matters, and this is a big occasion again. Just look at the ticket prices, Des. $200 to start with, $4,500 for the most expensive tickets on sale for this one.
And they've been snapped up as well. No one wants to miss this. It's such a rare opportunity to see these two go head to head, firstly in a pre-season game, and secondly on foreign shores outside of Spain. Ramos and Iniesta together at club level year after year, or together at international level, should I say, year after year, but bitter foes at club level. Just about set to go. Support, well, you can see it. Maybe it's a 50-50 split here tonight. Even seen a few Celtic jerseys in the house. But as you said, Mark, it's the hot ticket in town tonight. Barcelona have worked their way down the East Coast, beat Juventus in New Jersey a week ago, then faced Manchester United in Maryland on Thursday, winning 1-0. Real Madrid have been on the West Coast. Let's check those starting 11s. Zidane, 8 of the 11 from the Champions League final, as we said. The departed Pepe, the absent Ronaldo, and Toni Kroos, who's on the bench, the exceptions. Mateo Kovacic gets a start in midfield. Marco Asensio out wide, and Rafael Varane partners Sergio Ramos at the heart of that Real Madrid defence. Ernesto Valverde's first experience of El Clasico, and this the 11 he starts with. Jasper Cillessen again in goal with no Marc-Andre ter Stegen. Alex Vidal gets the nod ahead of Nelson Semedo at right back. Busquets, Rakitic, Iniesta the midfield three, and that front three again, Messi, Suarez, and the man in the headlines, Neymar. Jair Marufo is the referee, and I imagine he was quite a happy man when he got the phone call as well. Doesn't come much more high profile than this. It will be Barcelona to get us underway. Luis Suarez looking lean, looking fit. The beard makes him look even more fearsome. And off we go in Miami. And it's Barcelona hoping to settle early to this passing style of theirs. Real Madrid's 2 games played in California, losing to Manchester United on penalties, beaten 4-1 by Manchester City. Gareth Bale starts on the right, Asensio on the left. And here's a touch for Piqué.
Yeah, well, we've talked about this already. For anyone following the tournament, it's been incredibly intense from the off, and this surely will continue that trend, because there can't be a friendly match between these sides. Manchester United, Manchester City, very early on, Vincent Kompany clattered Romelu Lukaku as if to say, welcome to Manchester.
Well, Neymar making a dancing start down this left-hand side, but he's down now. Ankle problem for the man about whom there is so much speculation at the moment.
Well, that's the one possibility we haven't talked about in this transfer saga with Neymar. If he picks up an injury, he's stuck with Barcelona.
Let's have a look again. Was there contact from Carvajal here, or was it just an awkward twist? It seemed like that to me initially. I don't think there was any contact from Carvajal.
And that's a worrying one, isn't it? Usually when there's no one around you, that's when you might tear some ligaments or do yourself some damage, but hopefully he'll be able to continue for Ernesto Valverde's sake, and everyone in the stadium has paid a lot of money to see him in action.
Well, that happening inside the opening minute. And they'll continue to work on Neymar as Alba takes the throw in. Umtiti across to Piqué. What a move in the career of Samuel Umtiti as well. He had that breakthrough at the European Championships when he got in for the knockout stages and kept his place. The former Lyon man was part of that under-20 World Cup winning team with France as well, with the likes of Paul Pogba. And Titi again.
Yeah, and Titi making a dream move to Barcelona last summer, 25 million euros. He wouldn't just say that, he said he'd be forgiven for thinking that someone waved a magic wand and everything that he wanted came true.
Ramos jumped in there and Messi's in behind. There's space as Lionel Messi cuts back on the inside, deflected. What a start! And it's Lionel Messi against Real Madrid again inside 3 minutes with the aid of a big deflection. But take it back to Sergio Ramos gambling, stepping out of position, and once he didn't win the ball there was space, and how ruthlessly Barcelona and Messi exploited it.
Yeah, Barcelona down to 10 men with Neymar off the field, and Messi continuing where he left off from the last meeting of these sides. 92nd minute winner at the Bernabeu back in April in that 5-goal thriller. And he was able to wriggle his way free here. Deflected shot, just 3 minutes gone. And he's done it again against Real Madrid.
Looped off Rafael Varane, and no chance beyond that for Keylor Navas. Well, Neymar is back on the pitch. That's good for Barcelona. Even better is this early 1-0 lead. Marcelo to wrap that left foot around it, send it down the line, looking for the run of Benzema. Tidied up by Piqué. Silesen calmly rolls it out to Umtiti. And Busquets, who played that lovely ball forward to Messi to get Barcelona into that threatening position. Iniesta into his 16th senior season with Barcelona. Over 600 games. He will be irreplaceable when he goes. But the way he's looked after himself, there could be many years left in him yet. What is he, 33 now, Iniesta? But just plays the game like no one else.
Yeah, it's not just Barcelona who'll miss the likes of Iniesta. Spain as well. He has 119 caps for his national team, and many of his teammates, the likes of Busquets and Piqué, are up in the 90s as well.
And Zinedine Zidane, last season so positive, the first team to retain the European Cup since that great AC Milan side of Arrigo Sacchi's back in 89 and 90. Jordi Alba with the pace to see off Carvajal, and then it's Umtiti into the calming presence of Busquets.
It's been a really poor start from Real Madrid so far, especially considering they conceded 4 against Manchester City. They wanted to rectify that. And Messi seemed to have a lot of space to work with early on. He was closed down by 3 players in the end, not enough.
And sometimes in pre-season tournaments there is a little bit of an unstated understanding between players that you don't go in too hard. I mean, they're all looking into the new season, but especially now with the concession of the early goal, can't imagine anyone will be standing off here. Certainly from a Real Madrid point of view. Busquets was looking for Iniesta. Carvajal stepped in, breaks for Iniesta again. And again a little ragged at the back from Real Madrid. Here's Neymar. Stabs it on the inside towards Suarez. Runs for Rakitic. 2-0. A fraction over 6 minutes played. And Barcelona cutting loose against Real Madrid in Miami. What a finish from Ivan Rakitic. Arrowed it beyond Keylor Navas, adding to the early goal from Lionel Messi. Dream start from Barcelona.
Yeah, and Real Madrid just haven't woken up yet. Keylor Navas is furious with his teammates in front of him. It wasn't the quickest build-up from Barcelona on that occasion. But Rakitic, who scored in the last meeting of these sides as well. A lovely goal that was. He does it again. No chance for Navas there. And Neymar doing well to tee it up. Suarez prevented Marcelo from getting to it. And that's a very sweet strike from Ivan Rakitic.
Well, we mentioned how big a move it was for Umtiti to arrive at Barcelona. Rakitic has just been that eye-catching technical player throughout his career. Through Basel and Schalke and on to Sevilla, where he won a Europa League. And it's just fitted in very nicely into that midfield three. Here's Alba. Lucas Digne on the bench again tonight. Lots of cover in that left-back position. Umtiti, another possibility there, as we saw in his Lyon days. Messi, Neymar and Messi, and they've worked it well to Alba. Tricks coming out early from Barcelona. Messi again, Carvajal standing off, Casemiro likewise. And Iniesta eases it right-hand side. Alex Vidal. Plenty of zip on that one. Carvajal, anywhere will do for the moment for that overworked Real Madrid defence. Here's Iniesta. Spots the run on the right-hand side. Suarez unable to get onto the end of the knockdown. This right-back position as well is interesting for Barcelona, Mark, isn't it? Because we saw Sergio Roberto play there a lot after the departure of Dani Alves, and Alex Vidal, who arrived in when the ban was in place. He had to wait to make his debut last season, didn't really feature at all, looked like he might be on the way out again. But promising signs, I guess, if he's in and featuring in a game like this. But they have brought Nelson Semedo in from Benfica as well.
Yeah, competition for places is healthy at a club like Barcelona. Semedo had 2 good years with Benfica's first team, and this is a good opportunity for Vidal to stake a claim rather for a place, and say that he's the man that should be at right back. If he can do it against Real Madrid, he can do it against anyone.
Well, we saw Unai Emery at Sevilla often start Vidal in the right back position ahead of Koke, who might have been a more defensive and orthodox right back. But if you're a right back for Barcelona, what you do going forward, you'll see a lot of the ball, and if you've a little bit about you defensively, well, you've got a chance to.
And it's a clean slate for all these players as well, with the new manager coming in. Might be all that Barcelona require as well, because they've been simply superb in this tournament. They will win the competition if they win tonight as well. And they blew away Juventus, much the better side against Manchester United, and so far there's only one team in it here.
Asensio really caught the eye last season, scored in the Champions League final. Brought him in, sent him out on loan. We've seen it quite a bit these days as well, maybe a bit more than recent years. Real Madrid using that buyback option they put into most of their clauses when they send players out on loan. More on that in a moment, as Suarez gets goal side of Varane. On the end line, looking for a pick out to the edge, and it was Rakitic there again, and it was almost 3.
Yeah, it just didn't sit up for Suarez to shoot, but he did well in the end. Decision making was good, as we watch an earlier challenge from Casemiro on Neymar. He seems to have recovered from that early niggle. At least he's playing through the pain in this first half.
Look at that, simple from Busquets again, and then Suarez, knowing that Messi was going down. It was the obvious ball to play, knowing you would get the free kick. Messi looking very, very sharp in the opening, 11 minutes here.
And a sure sign that this match matters. Modric, Ramos both going to the referee to complain about that decision.
Yeah, he's in for a busy night, isn't he? He's feeling it, isn't he? And why not? Side 2-0 up. If you're late joining us, Messi and Rakitic with the goals in the opening 7 minutes. Here is Neymar towards Suarez, lovely touch to take it on the chest. Stolen march on Carvajal, just couldn't find the finish, Luis Suarez.
Yeah, again, it's keeping with the theme of the match so far. Real Madrid sluggish, Barcelona a lot sharper.
You just wonder, and as we say, you preface it, and there's an asterisk next to this because it is pre-season, how much of this from Barcelona is down to what happened last season, where Real Madrid won the big prizes. Barcelona did have the consolation of a third Copa del Rey in a row, beating Alaves in the final. That's not the one you want out of the three, is it?
No, certainly not. And I'm sure the likes of Iniesta, some of the older players, will be wanting to prove people wrong as well. A lot of critics saying that some of the Barcelona players are past it. Doesn't look like it at the moment.
Ramos to Asensio. Back with Sergio Ramos again. Pings it out to the right-hand side. Carvajal, first time we've seen him get forward. Tracked back by Neymar, who just leaves a little bit on Carvajal. And no surprise to see the reaction from the Real Madrid man. I think has a case here. Ball looked out of play. Little needless from Neymar.
Yeah, but the Barcelona fans will be loving that. A good sign for the team as well. Neymar tracking back so far.
Modric for Casemiro. And a rare piece of passing play in the Real Madrid midfield in this area of the pitch. Kovacic lines one up. Oh, that's a cracking finish. Deficit reduced. Arrowed into the bottom corner from Mateo Kovacic.
Yeah, well, 65,000 fans came to watch two of the best teams in the world in action. They wanted a show, they're getting one. There was the shoulder from Neymar. There's the first shot in anger for Real Madrid, finding the corner. Lovely goal too.
Brilliant strike from Mateo Kovacic, who gets the start tonight with Toni Kroos on the bench. And out of nothing, very much against the run of play. Real Madrid halving the deficit. We were talking about ticket prices earlier. It's already looking value for money, isn't it?
Well, I don't know if it was true or not, but there's a story going around on Twitter that there were tickets sold for 13,000 on one of the exchange sites. 2 front row tickets.
Okay, well, we might need a few more goals then for that, if that is true.
Has been pretty good though so far. Living up to the billing.
Titi out to Alba. Iniesta. Rakitic. Just wanted Messi for that. Casemiro stepped in, then it's Marcelo. Too much on that for Karim Benzema.
A lot of Real Madrid's key attacking players have been fairly quiet in this tournament. Gareth Bale really non-existent in the first couple of matches, especially the second. Karim Benzema came close to getting Real Madrid ahead against Manchester City, but it all went wrong in the second half when they conceded 4 goals, 2 of them from set pieces.
Little loose stuff from Rakitic. Here is the goal scorer for Real Madrid, Mateo Kovacic. Backed up by Varane. Sets it there in front of Carvajal. Bale. Carvajal whips it back to Ramos. Pressure about to be applied by Suarez. Casemiro couldn't take it in. Now Iniesta. And Busquets. Casemiro scrapping forward and winning it back. Very much known for his defensive midfield abilities, Casemiro, but found the route to goal last season. Here goes Marcelo. Asensio. Marcelo again peeking out to the middle, gets his cross in. And a good defensive position taken up by Umtiti. Kovacic, he's got the bit between his teeth here and he drives on Kovacic. And once inside the corner.
Yeah, Kovacic has been good in this tournament when he's been involved. Half-time substitute against Manchester United in that opening fixture. Casemiro scoring from the penalty spot in that one.
Corner taken quickly, Marcelo whips it in. Headed away by Jordi Alba. Modric. Lovely delivery, Umtiti's there again. Loose ball picked up by Neymar. Drifts on the inside of Bale. So the dummy to Modric, then it's Rakitic. Messi. Happy to slow it to walking pace, indeed stationary. Iniesta. Neymar. Carvajal trying to get there quickly, and Casemiro down.
Again, it was Neymar involved there.
International teammates. Ooh, that's over the ball for Neymar.
Yeah, nasty one. Casemiro will shrug it off, but if I were Neymar, I'd be worried about some retribution.
Yeah, those ones often locked away for a little bit later in the game. Asensio. Profited really, he and Lucas Vazquez, from the Gareth Bale injuries last season. Asensio managed to start 19 games. Lucas Vazquez 20.
Yeah, but that was a feature for Real Madrid. I think it's key to why they were so successful. Those type of players who came in, they all made a contribution. Asensio getting 3 goals in the league and also scoring against Bayern Munich and in the Champions League final.
He got into double figures by the end of it. Asensio, here is Benzema, and Asensio's to his left. Carrying Benzema, lining it up. Oh, it's a whisker wide. It just goes to show how things can change so quickly in this fixture. Real Madrid have been outplayed, but they weren't far away there from getting to 2-2.
Oh, Real Madrid have had 2 chances. Could have been back to square one for Barcelona.
A terrific fare so far. We can tell you, if you're a Mark Anthony fan, by the way, he's coming up at half-time. Mark Rodden alongside me, big Mark Anthony fan, he was telling me. Well, he's going to have to produce the hits to follow this, isn't he?
Yeah, very much so. I just felt coming into this game that Barcelona were a little bit sharper. They look a lot more comfortable. It's amazing what a change of manager and change of environment maybe can do. It's not a slight on Luis Enrique. Had a couple of good years with the club, but it's a tough team to manage. Maybe they needed a fresh voice.
Here's Luis Suarez protecting that ball, goal side of Sergio Ramos, who was waiting for support to arrive. It duly did, and then Kovacic can release Modric. Scampering forward, Benzema to his left, Bale to his right. Modric, the latest to have an effort on goal, as Real Madrid start to find their feet here.
Yeah, Luka Modric left his shooting boots behind him in Madrid. It's a good opportunity against Manchester City as well that he skied. Didn't have much option here but to shoot.
Silesen just about eked that one away from Karim Benzema.
A massive change already. Real Madrid are really pressing high now.
Oh, and that's overplayed by Sergio Ramos, and again Benzema almost on it. Taking some chances, Barcelona. Umtiti, a little more orthodox, lovely touch on as Carvajal gambled by Iniesta. Here goes Neymar. Carvajal with that recovery pace. Casemiro, Neymar still going. Suarez. Ramos steps out of the tackle. The referee's going to bring it back for the first one on Neymar, though.
Yeah, I think this is good refereeing as well. He's taking the card out because there is a danger that this will get a bit too heated. And as I said, Neymar is the victim on this occasion, but he was the culprit a couple of times before that. Carvajal had a kick out at him before. Not much in that from Varane, but the tackle's flying in.
I think you're right, the Frenchman Varane didn't do a whole lot wrong there, but I think Neymar had momentum and he knew how it would look if he ended up on the deck. Have to be so careful if you're a defender in a fixture like this. So much attacking talent, some of the best in the business. And Neymar fancies it. Four-man wall. So Neymar or Messi. Midway point of the first half, it's Lionel Messi. And Varane, having conceded the free kick, stood strong in that wall. Helped it up and over.
Yeah, they had a lot of free kicks against Juventus, actually, Barcelona. Need some more practice ahead of the new season. They didn't come too close in that game either. Chance of a breather for the crowd and the players, because the tempo was pretty good for a good 10-15 minutes there.
I think Neymar and Messi just realising that corner over there in particular is more congregated by Real Madrid fans. They've just ratcheted up the atmosphere. Asensio ushered back. Corner taken short. Messi to Neymar. Iniesta. Varane racing out to meet him. Iniesta, oh, tempter. And he almost got it through to Messi.
Yeah, good discipline there from Asensio in defence. He tracked the run of Messi.
Modric, lovely lazy style out to Carvajal, who's away from Suarez and away from Jordi Alba. Runs into a solid challenge from Busquets. And then it's Neymar to invite Suarez forward down this left-hand side. Iniesta always available. Beautiful drag back from Busquets away from Bale, who's hardly had a touch in this first half, Gareth Bale. He'll make the run now. And a ball in behind him, Titi, he would have been in.
Strong sliding challenge from Ramos on Messi. Ramos helping him back up.
Neymar spots the gap, Varane shuts the door.
Last time Ramos and Messi met, it was a two-footed challenge from the Real Madrid defender that saw him red-carded in April.
And a word or two exchanged, wasn't there, as he departed, Sergio Ramos. Bale, lovely touch inside, acres of space here for Modric, goes early for Benzema. Bale joining in now as well, carrying Benzema for Modric. Asensio left-hand side. Here he is now, Benzema wants it. Asensio, poor cross. Easy for Piqué. Very calmly picks out Vidal. Rakitic away from Casemiro. All the options to his left-hand side. Messi beautifully weighted that. Neymar into the penalty area. The alarm bell's ringing again for Real Madrid. Tried to play in Messi as he was eating up the ground in support. Real Madrid with enough defensive cover.
Yeah, and Rafael Varane did very well there as well. He was exposed one-on-one.
Super turn from Bale. Asensio looking offside. And that's confirmed now. I think he wanted Benzema to take that on, knowing he was offside, Marco Asensio. Barcelona man down, looks like Jordi Alba. It's that time in the season where you can just pick up these muscular issues. It's the offside again against Asensio. Put in all that pre-season work, the hard work. Normally in fixtures pre-season, as we were saying earlier, you can ease yourself through them. But this is full throttle.
Yeah, very much so. And again, we don't know the full training schedule of these teams. It has to be taken with a pinch of salt, some of these results, because a lot of teams are training very hard, double sessions. That's what Chiellini said after the Barcelona game when they were swept aside. He said it's tough at the best of times, but when you're training as hard as they were, it was next to impossible.
Iniesta picking up the loose ball. Suarez makes his move. Iniesta back out to Neymar. Angle is tight, looks to bend one far corner. Blocking it from Carvajal, headed away by Ramos. Here is Busquets and Rakitic. Busquets again. Inviting Piqué forward. Vidal takes it back from Rakitic, and back with Piqué once more. Gerard Piqué heading into his 10th season now since returning from Manchester United, as Busquets goes in heavily on Casemiro.
Barcelona had just regained a measure of control there before a rare poor touch from Busquets got him into trouble.
Casemiro, who wasn't originally a starter when he came back from that loan spell at Porto for Zidane, signed from Sao Paulo all those years ago. Varane with the head start, and as it breaks off Neymar, piece is picked up by Ramos.
That's been a sign of Zidane's management, though. Varane is another who spent time out of the team as well, only to regain his place.
With Pepe moving on as well, Nacho is a possibility in the centre half or left back. But Varane, when he arrived from Lens, there were all those Hierro comparisons, just the way he plays the game. Marcelo's crossing headed away by Piqué. But it does look a nice balance, doesn't it? Varane, a ball player, he's quick. The rugged aggression of Sergio Ramos alongside him. And Varane might have to step across on Suarez here. Suarez early for Neymar. Great chance. Takes the extra touch. Neymar! Oh, and like Benzema at the other end, a whisker wide.
You can see the bench. The Barcelona bench, many of the substitutes and the manager off it. Good ball from Suarez. Everything Neymar has touched has turned to gold in this tournament. Not tonight.
Scored both goals in New Jersey against Juventus, the winner against Manchester United, Neymar.
Well, that first 45 minutes against Juventus was absolutely sensational from Barcelona, and in particular Neymar, his second goal, out of this world. And especially with all the talk of that PSG transfer, it was box office stuff.
Another 10 or 20 million added onto the fee, no doubt.
Well, that's the talk, is the hold-up is PSG are trying to negotiate with Barcelona at the moment. There is a release clause, 222 million euros in Neymar's contract, but complicated by French tax laws as well, and financial fair play rules on a European level.
And if he does go, how fascinating would it be to read the contract, to read the details, to see exactly how much is in it. Iniesta scampering forward. Messi, it's wide open. What a chance for Lionel Messi. 9 times out of 10 he finishes that.
Not often you say this about Messi, but that was a terrible finish for a player of his talent.
Just again looking at Iniesta's role in it, he always seems to make the right decision, whether to pass backwards, sideways, to inject that little bit of pace. Sloppy from Real Madrid. Messi won't miss this time, will he? Lionel Messi denied by Keylor Navas. Real Madrid at 6s and 7s back there.
Yeah, just took a little bit too much out of it that time, Messi. Still a good save from Navas, though. He's had a good tournament, the Costa Rican.
Part of that side that reached the World Cup quarter-finals famously back in 2014. You look at Jasper Cillessen down at the other end. He was the one substituted for Tim Krul for the penalty shootout in that game. Here goes Marcelo. And a chance for Carvajal. Well, one of those cross shots, if it doesn't end up in the bottom corner, all you need is a teammate to provide a touch, but neither Benzema nor Asensio could do so.
Yeah, Real Madrid maybe a little bit unlucky. Just before that, Messi got around Varane, but not past Navas.
And look at this, 5 Real Madrid players right up on that Barcelona back 4. Gonna force Cillessen to go long.
Well, this is why it's not just a friendly. There's things to be tried out. Maybe a little psychological edge to be won by one team over the other. Lukaku getting a goal against Manchester City was a big one. He'll go into the next Manchester derby knowing that he's well capable of performing on that stage.
In terms of these two, the Super Cup, August 12th and 15th, first leg at the new camp. League meetings, December 19th at the Bernabeu, May 5th. Third last game of the season at the new camp.
Yeah, at least 4 more meetings. There's the Cup and the Champions League as well.
Yeah, those are the ones we know of for sure. And the more games we can get between these two, we will always welcome them. Never dull, always eventful, always incident-packed. And even in pre-season, that's been the case tonight. Iniesta, look at that turn again. One touch has him facing goalwards. You can see the respect that Real Madrid have for him as well. No one jumps in. Well aware he can make a mug of you with that one touch, or even without touching the ball at all. Iniesta. PK, well read by Ramos. Here's Kovacic. Carvajal, now Varane. Varane left-footed, sweeps it out to Marcelo. Extravagant touch back inside to Kovacic. Crowd enjoyed that. Marcelo, 10 years at the club, this year from Fluminense. He's come up with some big moments as well in Champions League finals. That is handball.
Now, we've spoken about this as well previously in the tournament. Marcelo and Sergio Ramos, 15 trophies each at Real Madrid.
He's had his critics at times, Marcelo, but you look at someone like Fabio Contrao, who's headed off again. He never really got a look in. Marcelo is always on that team sheet.
Seen off all comers, longest serving foreign player in Real Madrid's history.
Messi, Suarez, is this his moment? Neymar's there if he wants him. Marcelo tracking Suarez, Messi. Neymar has Vidal on his outside. Sets up Alex Vidal. Trying to drill it in low. Ramos well positioned. And now Asensio to start Real Madrid looking forward. Loose from Marcelo. And from nothing, Barcelona corner.
Yeah, Marcelo has upped his game in the last couple of years. He had his full box of tricks on display in the opening game of this tournament against Manchester United. All sorts of skill on show that the crowd absolutely loved. Not sure about that one though.
Now at swinging corner. TT and Piqué, the two obvious targets. It's Piqué beaten in the air by Varane. Kovacic, and now Asensio, and the break is on here, and Asensio's quick. Away from Vidal on his left-hand side. Kovacic could be in again here. Benzema on his inside. It's Asensio, he's taken it beautifully. Is this the moment? It is! Flashing finish from Marco Asensio. And it's all square 2-2, an exhilarating first half. And what a counter-attack. What a goal from Real Madrid.
Counter-attacking football and its absolute best there. And take a bow. Marco Asensio, the 21-year-old, was superb there. The pace to get away from his man. He made the right choice with the pass as well. And Kovacic held up, but got the pass away again. A misjudgment in defence from Barcelona. Not going to miss from there. It was Alba sliding in. They could have cut it out. No chance for Silesen. What a goal from Asensio.
Yeah, so often in that position you'll see a left footer go far side, but well, maybe thinking Silesen would go that way, just into the near corner, inside that post. Great finish from Marco Asensio. And maybe his star continues to rise as a senior Real Madrid player. Signed him in 2014 for Mallorca. He stayed a season on loan there. Had a good season on loan at Espanyol as well, before made his name last season. And as you said, he's just 21. 3 caps for the senior team after an under-19 European Championship winner just 2 years ago.
That's the thing with Real Madrid. They had 5 players on the Spanish under-21 team that got to the final of the European Championships this summer. Their 2 signings so far: Theo Hernandez, 19, Dani Ceballos, 20. Lots of young talent coming through.
Just keeps the more senior pros on their toes. And of course Zinedine Zidane, who was over the Castilla side for a period as well before he got the senior job, he knows what the young players can do, and if they see him get the top job, they think they might just have a chance of breaking through.
Yeah, he's given them a chance in this tournament as well. I'm sure we'll see a couple of them at least before the end of the game. Oscar Rodriguez scored a stunning consolation goal against Manchester City.
You look at the Copa del Rey as well, that's where they'll feel they'll have their chance. Maybe in some of the league games he might drip feed in 1 or 2 off the bench. After a very sluggish start, Real Madrid back to parity now. And seeking a lead goal, it's Carvajal. Headed away by Piqué, the one man he didn't want to hit in there. Modric sliding in, ensuring there's no breakaway for Neymar.
It was such a slow start from Real Madrid. Really slow out of the blocks, but now everyone's putting everything into this game. I was asked during the week what score this would be. I predicted 3-2 Barcelona, so not doing too badly, but getting slightly worried.
Yeah, it's going to have to slow down, I think, if that prediction is to come true. Here is Sergio Ramos. We haven't even hit 40 minutes, we've had 4 goals.
Forgive Ramos that misplaced pass, his first match in pre-season. Got that red card in the last game against Barcelona, but he also scored a last-minute equaliser in the other league fixture of last season, which proved vital in the end.
He has specialised in the last 3-4 years in late and crucial goals. You remember that Champions League final when Diego Godin looked to have won it for Atletico. Ramos popped up to head it home and send it to extra time, and they ran away with it then 4-1. Just too strong. And Atletico Madrid, their hearts were crushed, their spirits were broken with that Ramos goal.
And he scores big ones, but he also scores regularly as well. 7 in the league last season.
Well, last season his career best. He got to 10 in all competitions, and if your centre half is providing that, that's a big return. You just know defences are worried when set pieces are conceded late in games and Ramos starts making that move forward.
He has that aura about him now.
Not the biggest of centre halves, but fantastic leap. He times it well. Contact more often than not is clean.
It's something that Barcelona are missing. Real Madrid have Ramos and Ronaldo. Barcelona, you don't worry too much if you can see the set piece out wide.
Here is Neymar, Iniesta. Oh, and a little bit of, well, you get me one earlier. There's one back from Carvajal. Never disguised that, did he?
I like that from Carvajal, pointing to his shoulder just like Neymar did last time.
Ernesto Valverde not as impressed. Well, if you dish it out in this fixture, got to be able to take it. Corner swung in towards the back post. It's not often when you see Barcelona play, it's often the short corner or a corner that's played back out again. But maybe just with Umtiti in there as well, another physical presence along with Piqué. They fancy maybe just testing Real Madrid defensively at set pieces tonight.
I think it's just the one thing they're maybe missing. They don't get enough goals or offer enough threat. Suarez is good in the air as well.
Modric, well-timed tackle from Jordi Alba.
I'm just thinking, watching this, what's going through Neymar's head right now? Does he really want to trade this? This has to be the biggest fixture in world football right now. He has to be loving the challenge up against Dani Carvajal. But then he might have seen PSG beat Monaco in the Trophée des Champions, the French curtain raiser for the season, played in Morocco this year. PSG coming from behind to win earlier tonight. Dani Alves scoring a free kick and then setting up the winner for Adrien Rabiot.
Here goes Iniesta. Lovely little ball stabbed on by Suarez. Messi. He got the ball rolling in terms of goals inside 4 minutes here, and he's into the penalty area and down. Barcelona baying for a spot kick, not going to get one. Wry smile from Lionel Messi. Valverde not betraying his emotions, but did Messi have a shout here? It seemed on first viewing that he did. We'll have a look at the replay in a moment.
I was just thinking in the build-up that the referee's had a pretty good game so far. Not too many decisions for him to make.
No, maybe not Casemiro, maybe just a tangle of legs.
I think he had a good view, the referee. Good call.
Marcelo. Haven't mentioned Gareth Bale in a while. It has been a quiet first half. Those rumours, of course, of could he go to Manchester United?
Yeah, well, his agent came out yesterday, I think, to say it was all rubbish and he's there to stay, but he doesn't look in great shape right now. Hasn't all tournament long. Probably his first game was his best.
As we said, there is some pressure in the wide areas now. The youngsters coming through, Asensio, Lucas Vazquez. Could do with a big season, Gareth Bale. Could do with an injury-free season.
And that was the major plus point that Zinedine Zidane highlighted. He said he's going to have a full pre-season. Semi-finalist with Wales in Euro 2016. Delayed his return ahead of the new campaign.
PK. Half-time whistle imminent. What a cracking first half it's been. Carvajal. Asensio having a little look down the right-hand side. Here's the goal that tied it up at 2 apiece. Ramos beaten in the air by Messi. Here comes Busquets. Big collision between he and Sergio Ramos. Marcelo, no-look pass back inside, knowing Casemiro was there. Hunted down by Suarez. Bites into the tackle. Snarl from Luis Suarez.
Yeah, right on half-time, Luis Suarez is really getting in the mood, isn't he? Giving out about the penalty decision. Hunting down Casemiro there.
Marcelo pings it out to the right-hand side. Carvajal cushions it down for Asensio. Final seconds here is their time for one final chance. The possibility of a lead goal for one of these two into half-time. Kovacic got Real Madrid back into it. Here's Gareth Bale. Vital tackle that from Vidal. His best defensive moment. And then it's a trip by Kovacic on Messi.
Yeah, I thought Messi had a couple of nibbles at Kovacic just before that.
I think the referee is enjoying it so much he's even going to play on. But now we do have the half-time whistle, and what a first half it was. Lightning start from Barcelona, who flew out of the blocks. Lionel Messi and then Ivan Rakitic putting them 2-0 up inside 7 minutes, but Mateo Kovacic 7 minutes after the Rakitic strike got Real Madrid back into it, and Marco Asensio 9 minutes before the half-time whistle with a fantastic breakaway Real Madrid goal to tie it up at 2 goals apiece. More of the same we'll be hoping for in the second half, and we wonder, will the managers look to their benches, or are they quite happy to let the big guns continue to go at it in the second half? Half-time then at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Real Madrid 2, Barcelona 2.